Welcome to the Hillsborough Historian. My name is Rex, and it is time to take a look at the class of 1941. World War II is raging across Europe, and while America is not at war yet, this yearbook has an extremely patriotic theme. Hillsborough High School boys are told not to lie about their age to get into the Army, but to join ROTC. Here we can see ROTC cadets being issued their new uniforms. Assistant Principal Pollard conducts a survey of the boys, and it is discovered that most see the United States entering the European War. They give varying reasons as to why the United States should enter the war, as well as their mother's thoughts on the threat of war. This yearbook is dedicated to Miss Flora Ingalls, an English teacher. Here is Principal Gaither meeting with his cabinet. And here he can be seen in his office with Mrs. Lowry, his secretary. The lady at the cabinet is Miss Doris Hill, who 3 decades earlier had written the highly accurate History of Hillsborough High School, which had been placed into a time capsule. Driver education began at this time, as can be seen by this girl driving this big car. The football team continued to play its home games at Phillips Field. Just before the annual Turkey Day game, the Plant Panther statue was once again stolen. This time it was dropped into the murky waters of the Hillsborough River. It was eventually returned to Plant High School. In February 1941, longtime English teacher Mrs. Lula Bradford passed away. She wanted to be remembered for being interested in the welfare of her students, and not just by a picture in a book. The Red and Black newspaper had an active year. They made the newspaper a bit smaller so that it could be hidden behind the notebooks in study hall. In the April Fool's edition of the Red and Black, the editorial comment was written in white ink. In May, ROTC had its annual review. In the stands was a veteran from the War of 1898 who told tales from that ancient conflict. These students graduated into a nation that was ending a depression but heading into a world war. Well, take care of yourselves, my friends. Please subscribe to my channel to keep up with all of my HHS videos. And as always, go big red